Well, hello to all my beautiful souls out there, and welcome to my channel. For you guys that are returning, welcome back. For those of you guys who are new, welcome, welcome. Take a look around. I hope you guys enjoy. So in today's tarot slash discussion, we are going to be looking into the disappearance of Oakley Carlson. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Let's get into the timeline, and then we'll get into tarot. Oakley Carlson is born December of 2016. Her biological parents are Andrew Carlson and Jordan Bowers. August of 2017, little Oakley is taken from her parents and placed in the custody of Eric and Jamie Jo Hiles. It is said that Andrew and Jordan were heavy drug users, and there were medical conditions when it came to little Oakley. 2 years, Oakley is in the custody of Eric and Jamie. At this time, Jamie gets a phone call from CPS. The state informs Ms. Hile that Oakley is going back in the care of her biological parents. So by November of 2019, little Oakley is placed in the care of her biological parents. Now we do know that December 25th of 2020, little Oakley was seen. She did go visit her grandparents with her biological mother and father. Now upon this visit with her grandparents, the grandmother does notice that little Oakley has scratches and sores all over her face. She also looks very lethargic. The grandmother is very concerned for little Oakley's well-being. Now the grandparents did contact CPS, but they never heard anything. Oakley's parents never contacted or visited the grandparents after that. Now, February 10th of 2021, someone did see Oakley alive that was associated with the family. November 6th of 2021, Andrew Carlson calls the police around 5 p.m. to report a fire. He claims that earlier that day, his little daughter put a lighter to the couch, but not to worry because he took care of it, to not send fire or help, that he had it under control. Jordan Bowers also said that her daughter Oakley had started the fire and that they battled it for 4 hours, but they finally got it under control. However, fire investigators believe that the fire started in the microwave. 4 days later, November 10th of 2021, the Oakley Elementary School principal, Jessica Swift, went to the home of Oakley to deliver some school supplies. When asked about Oakley, she was told that Oakley was in her room. 14 days later, November 24th of 2021, the principal goes back again to finish delivering some school supplies. She sees the other kids playing outside and she asks where Oakley was at, and again the same response was given. Not even a few weeks later, December 4th of 2021, Oakley's sister goes on a play date with the principal's daughter. When the principal asked about Oakley to the little sister got really upset and said, "No more Oakley. Oakley is no more." Swift asked again later that evening, and the sibling said that she went to go live with her foster parents, the ones that she had lived with before. December 5th of 2021, Miss Swift asked the other siblings at the school, "Where's Oakley?" And they told Miss Swift the same thing, that Oakley went to go live with her original foster parents that she was with in the beginning. So at this point, she hasn't seen Oakley. Oakley hasn't come to school. The sisters and brothers are saying that she went to go live with the foster parents. So again, on December 5th of 2021, that's when Miss Swift finally says, "You know what, I need to call the authorities. I need to report, what I know." So of course she calls the sheriff's department and asks for a welfare check on Oakley. A day later, December 6th of 2021, little Oakley was reported missing by the school principal. At this point, it has been 10 months since anyone's seen Oakley or heard anything about her. So the Tumwater Police Department do a welfare check on little Oakley Carlson. They had found out that her family was staying at a local hotel since the fire at the house. When the sheriffs arrive, little Oakley is not there, but her brothers and sisters are, and of course her biological parents, Jordan and Andrew. Andrew told the police that Oakley was with his parents. When the officers asked for the address, the phone number, Andrew didn't know anything. But of course the officers did what they know best, and they figured out the father's number and contact Andrew's father, and Andrew's father says, "I haven't seen Oakley. She's not with me. I haven't seen her since Christmas of 2020. At this point, the mother becomes totally uncooperative and goes back into the hotel room. So the officers leave, and upon the officers leaving, that's when Andrew finally calls the cops and reports Oakley missing. Now, the same day that the officers leave the hotel room, they immediately get a warrant to search the residence that they're not at, where the fire was at. So they're waiting for the approval, they get the approval, and they go and they do their investigation. Now, the officer stated there was no clothes, no toys of Oakley's at all in the house, and there was blood found on the blinds, the front door, and a handprint on the wall in the downstairs hallway. Now, later on during questioning, Andrew made statements to the effect Oakley was deceased or that she was never coming back for a reunion. Now, Andrew Carlson and Jordan Bowers were arrested, but for things unrelated to Oakley Carlson. Now, I do know that Andrew did serve his time for those unrelated charges, and he is out now. And as far as Jordan goes, I believe she's supposed to be getting out soon. So clearly, I want to get into tarot and see if we can find out a little bit more about the biological parents, and just find out more about where little Oakley could possibly be. Now, remember to keep a very open mind. This is one of those things that it's not an absolute, right? It's not perfection. And of course, because I'm an intuitive tarot reader, I go based off of what I feel. This is allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. So let's get into this reading. Now, I also want to add that the mother, Jordan Bowers, did have a gambling problem, right? She was addicted to gambling. So there were, I guess, statements taken from people at the casino that she used to gamble at that they think that Jordan sold Oakley for money. Now, before I get into the cards, I do want to talk about what I'm visualizing right now. So it feels like I'm seeing it through what would be Andrew's eyes, and I'm seeing a scene where there is another male with him, and he goes by the name of Chris because he's saying something Chris, like come help Chris or come here Chris, and he's carrying a rolled up piece of rug. It feels like there was getting rid of something in a rug, whether this was Oakley or just her belongings. It's hard to say. I don't know what's in the rug, but there is things in the rug. And this is a rug, not a piece of carpet. So this is a square piece of rug that's rolled up, and it's pretty big. And it feels like I'm in a heavily wooded area, but there's definitely a white gravel road. It feels like the car is behind me, and in front of me is someone urinating or doing something in the shrubs, and that's where Andrew is, or someone, I don't know if it's Andrew, it feels like it is, but it could be someone else, is saying, Chris, come help, Chris, come here, something, Chris. And it feels like I can't see what's to the right of me, but it feels like what is to the right of me is a quarry or something that I'm about to throw this rug into. So again, it may be that this isn't, getting rid of Oakley, but it could be getting rid of some of her things is what I'm seeing. And this man is taking Oakley, or maybe the rug is Oakley's. It's hard to say because I can't see what's in the rug. I'm only seeing the rug rolled up in my hand, and I'm seeing the top part of it come out, right? If that makes sense. So obviously I want to get into the cards and find out what's going on here, because it feels like obviously the parents aren't talking. So that's the main reason I want to get into the energy of not only Andrew, but Jordan as well, and just kind of take a look at what happened. So yeah, enough talking. Let's get right into this. Just cleansing our space before we start diving into the cards here. Universe, let's take a look at the overall energy of the disappearance of Oakley Carlson, please. First card coming through, we do have the dead end. I'm going to get all these cards on the table and then we'll talk about them. The vow is also being received here. The Queen. And we have the final two cards, the Siren and the Pilgrim. It's being grounded by the storm. So with the dead end, I am getting tension, but I'm also getting, reverence for change. So accepting what feels like an ending, but the dead end is very much alive. This dead end brings change. And I mean, clearly the vow, it's an oath, it's a pledge, it's, you know, it's a contract. It's a promise to do something, to make this change. So I'm picking up on, honestly, the foster mother, Jamie Jo Hiles. I'll insert some pictures here for you, but she went to Congress, right? And she created the Oakley Carlson Act. So I'll definitely be putting all the information, all the links, you know, all the sources, all that stuff. It'll be down below. This is, I mean, obviously witnessing this huge shift, witnessing this change take place, right? This is destiny. There's purpose attached to this dead end. There's destiny attached to this promise. Changing things. This is a huge unconscious shift. So it doesn't feel like this obviously was planned. This feels like being bombarded, being, you know, given this tension, this struggle, and making something out of it. Now, the queen energy in the center of the reading, you guys, this is obviously feminine energy. This is the mother. I'm leaning towards the foster mother, especially with this dead end, this change, this promise, this vow, knowing that she's gone to Congress, that she's made things happen, that she's not settling for this mediocre result, right? She's not dealing with it. She's making things happen, right? So it does feel like it's leaning more towards the foster mom here in the overall energy, which would be Jamie Jo Hiles. This is also the biological mother, the siren, right? Calling in for own need, for own purpose, for own self-gratification here. This feels like a battle between mothers, biological and foster. One is graceful, courageous, brings resolution. The other is self-righteous, demanding, and very wrathful. The siren is very seducing, right? The femme fatale. This feels like a very sexual deviant, energy. Someone who is just really focused on themselves, what's best for them, what makes them feel good. And this is the female version of that. So this is definitely someone who's very absorbed in themselves, absorbed in their sensuality, right? So this is someone who cheats. This is someone who's wicked. This is someone who creates wreckages, right? And takes like a scavenger. This is someone who betrays. This is someone who's not stable. And then we have the pilgrim. This makes me feel like this is Andrew's energy, right? The traveler, the wanderer, the apprentice. This feels like someone who needs someone else, almost like a puppet, like a how do I explain it? Like a follower, right? Not a leader. I feel like this is someone who adapts, right? Just kind of feeds off others, learns from others, studies others, changes because of others. And I feel like this is also someone in the negative aspects that can be very non-committal, very all over the place, right? Like a flake, runs when things get tough kind of person. Andrew just does things, makes decisions, takes roads that he's not supposed to, right? Like he's almost so much of a follower that it kind of just leads him to really difficult and bad situations. And I feel like that's kind of what's taken place here. So as much as his decisions and choices were wrong, it almost feels like a lost puppy kind of energy, right? Just like a lost masculine energy here. And then clearly with all of this combined, it's the ultimate storm. It creates chaos, right? It's disorder. But it feels like meaningful obliteration. This feels like a purposeful annihilation. I feel like one's actions were meaningless and the other has meaning. Do you get what I'm saying? So again, it feels like the merging of two drastically different upbringings, two drastically different lifestyles, two drastically different people, humans, groups. So again, this collide, this collision, this chaos, right? I feel like universe is watching this chaos, is watching what feels like a tornado just destroy. Universe, show me more when it comes to this dead end. We have the lion, grounding the energy, strength, courage, Leo energy. We have the mountain, the lantern, and the horse. This is steady, strong, right? Knowing the truth, being guided, right? Being guided to overcome this mountain. It feels like this dead end is one of the biggest hurdles that has been ever encountered, right? But there's this, I feel guided, right? I feel like I know the truth here. I must be strong. I must push forward. So again, I'm getting the foster mother here, the foster parents. Definitely it feels like this has been very difficult, clearly. But she's strong. The foster mother may have Leo in her chart. It may also be that she's portraying the lion, right? Protecting what she loves, fighting for what she loves. What brought her this chaos? What feels like just coming to an end, coming to an end that is so complex and so, again, it feels like a forceful stop. Universe, show me this promise, show me this radical change, show me this huge shift, this destiny, this purpose. And I feel like this purpose brings peace, right? It sets what feels like Jamie free, absolutely. We have the chains and we have the lilies, right? I want to also add that I had read, and I don't really remember where, so that's why I'm going to put all the information down below for you guys. But in one of the articles I read, it did state that there were accusations that they did lock up Oakley under the stairs and that they didn't feed her. And that's what this feels like. This feels like, I promise to have justice. I promise to seek this truth when it comes to these chains they had you in, this trapped, right? Imprisoning you, trapping you. And it almost feels like she feels, and again, this feels like Jamie Jo Hiles, this feels like she feels trapped. And it's not fair because there was so much innocence and purity here. Again, with the peace, the dove, the lily, right? There's this innocence here that's attached to this imprisonment, being attached to, again, this need to set what feels like Oakley free. This pure, innocent child free. This promise to change things. It's being grounded by the wreath. It's like this is her life. That this is everything to Jamie, is what this feels like. Universe, let's get one more card for this promise. Hidden and not seen, and in the struggle position is the Justice card with the scales. So again, it's like Jamie doesn't know if she's going to have justice, right? If she's going to be set free. She feels chained to this innocent child, right? Again, not being able to see, but she trusts what she feels inside, absolutely. And justice is here. Justice will be attained, right? It's not being seen, but justice is here. It's like that's also this promise from universe as well, that justice will be attained, right? And look, you can also see that the scale is a little bit higher, right, on one side than the other. This makes me feel like, again, it's weighing towards the pureness, the innocence, right? Universe, show me this queen. The fish, right? Yeah, definitely this is the loving mother, the nurturing mother, the mother whose love flows, continues to flow. Okay, that card wanted to come out. We have the sun, right? The woman who grows, the woman who nurtures. I also feel a partnership with the sun card, right? So this feels like a masculine energy as well that is a part of this feminine that nurtures and takes care of, right? So this feels like a loving parent, both, right? Loving parents. Very independent, has money, right? Very stable, very protective, contemplating, right? So she's weighing this heavily. She thinks about it a lot. I'm getting she goes to the park, or she sits somewhere and she's outside with nature, really thinking about things, whether this is her porch, going to a park. There's this definitely this focus on the things she contemplates when she's alone. This feels alone, but also guided. Again, when she's alone, independent. So there's definitely what feels like a message coming through for Jamie Jo. Universe, show me this siren. We have the wreath. She'll forever be this temptress. She'll never change. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. I'm getting that it's a selfish love, right? It's the forbidden fruit. It's the, I can make you think I'm good, but I'm really evil. I'm really bad for you. I'm poisonous. With the star card here, it was in the reversed, right? So I'm taking it in the reversed. She breaks dreams, right? She brings broken promises, she brings nightmares. Look, I think the mother, the biological mother here, brought an ending. The coffin. This could also be the ending for her. And her heart, right? Her heart feels very toxic. It feels like she doesn't have a heart. That she's not capable of really loving. There's a disconnect somewhere here. And it almost feels like she called in whatever this was, this I can, I'm going to love, I'm going to love my child forever. I'm going to do right forever, right? I'm going to make things right, but it wasn't. It was intentional what this is. This ending was intentional. This ending, it was like, I'm going to get my child back and I'm going to show you, right? Again, it feels like a very wicked energy, a very sinister energy. As much as she may seem or appear as being good intention, there was no good intentions here. The father, this kind of came out in a struggling position, right? The house. This feels like being told what to do in a home. I just heard a motorcycle drive by. This father may have owned a motorcycle at one time. May have an infatuation with motorcycles. I'm getting, though, that this father was told what to do, right? And it happened during the night. There's definitely hidden energy here with the moon card. Secrets in regards to something in the home. Being told what to do. The castle and the pillars. Being told what to do. Being promised that there's like all this amazing stuff. This definitely feels like a toxic twin flame. This feels like, I love you so much, I'll do anything for you. And there was this like, not up talk, but persuasion, right? That everything's going to be amazing. Everything's going to be beautiful. Everything's going to be perfect, right? Because I am for you and you are for me, and it's just me and you, right? This feels like a, ride or die. We're together to the very end. But with the wolf here, I'm only protecting what's best for myself, what's best for my own independent, way. So again, this feels like a very selfish, even though this is a masculine pilgrim energy coming through, it feels controlled by the siren, right? I'm your twin flame. I love you. It's a very toxic twin flame, though. And it feels more persuaded and manipulated than it does actually feel like real love. It feels like this pilgrim is alone, is by, kind of independent, right? Alone is what I'm getting as well, but still dreaming of what was promised, still dreaming of the future with what feels like this siren that caused this ending. Universe, show me this storm. Show me this chaos. Show me this destruction. We have the lion. We have the sunflower. Again, with a lot of fire energy here. And the staff. Being strong during this chaos, being strong during the storms. Trying to find happiness, trying to manifest happiness. Trying to be strong to manifest what feels like living on growth. Hidden and not seen. Communication, messages. Communication and messages in regards to this chaos, in regards to this storm with the Sphinx here. This is definitely higher, right? Higher help, divine help. I'm getting help from someone older as well here. All right, you guys, so let's take a look at where Oakley's at, what happened to Oakley. I'm going to be pulling the overall energy here, and then we'll be clarifying with another deck. I'm going to go ahead and get the 7 cards, the overall 7 cards on the table real quick. Blood of the Warrioress. The Storyteller's Jewels. The Fern Forest. Filling Flesh. House of Yaga. I'm getting a lot of blue, water. The Full Moon Walk. And the final card, Tears of an Earth Bride. It's being grounded by the Calyax Crag. And this card represents sacrifice. Sacrificing to have a new beginning, a new opportunity. Maybe she did sell her child. I feel like whoever took her or whoever hurt her had talked about it in the past. I feel like people around Jordan and Andrew need to be questioned more. This feels like Jordan talked about it. Jordan talked about what happened to her daughter. And it feels like Oakley was just part of something bigger. Like there was a bigger plan. Oakley was just a piece in the bigger plan. So it does. It makes me feel like she was sold for money for something else. And I feel like with this filling flesh that she was so obsessed in the relationship, or so obsessed with getting something out of the relationship, getting Andrew to do what she wanted to do, she really embodied this sexual deviant, using her sex to get things, using her sexual ways to progress. It feels like money is her protection, or money is the thought that would protect, meaning the only way that I can feel safe, the only way I can feel protected is by having money and doing whatever that requires. And this does feel lusty. This does feel very, again, deviant. And I feel like with the House of Yaga, there's a return home. This feels like Oakley's going to be recovered. But I'm also getting this feeling alone and really, really saddened here when it comes to what's taking place in the tangible realm, right? So someone's not happy, is saddened, is grieving and feeling alone, but there is this return. Or at least there's this want for this return. So again, it feels like I'm trying to tap into what happened to, little Oakley, and here is Jamie Jo still, heavily in the reading here. And it feels like more so her pain of what she's feeling that has been caused by this energy here. I'm getting revenge attached to this card, and I never pick up on revenge with the Tears of an Earth Bride. I usually just, pick up on that fury of being burned by love. But this is, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe, Jamie's motivation here is what's happened to Oakley, and that revenge is making things change for not only Oakley, but for every other innocent child out there, right? Universe, show me the blood of the Warriors, please. Show me the sacrifice. Loneliness. Show me more, universe, when it comes to this loneliness, when it comes to this sacrifice, boundaries. It's being grounded by unfinished business. This feels like, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to call it like I feel it. I feel like Andrew is going to reach a plea agreement, a plea deal, right? And I feel like he's going to rat on her. I feel like he finally establishes boundaries, and I feel like because he feels so alone, he's tired of feeling so alone, that he's like, you know what? I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna say what I know, because there's something here that doesn't feel right. There's something here that's incomplete. There's something here that's not finished. Again, I really feel like Jordan really manipulated Andrew. Not saying that Andrew's not at fault or that Andrew is right, because I was picking up on evil energy with him as well. But it feels like, again, being heavily manipulated by someone and being a very weak person to be able to be manipulated, right? Universe, show me the storyteller's jewels, please. We have yes. So yes, this is a feminine energy. Yes, it's, again, it feels like this feminine energy either took Oakley or sold Oakley, right? Again, it does make me feel like it's Jordan. I'm getting heavy confirmation it's Jordan. Feeling stuck. She was stuck. Yeah, she talked about this. She talked about feeling stuck. She talked about, what she was going to do to get unstuck. Universe, show me more. We have karma. She's going to receive her karma. Again, the person she manipulated, Andrew here, right, her little puppy dog, he's going to rat on her. He's going to flip the tables. The tables are going to turn, right? Karma's coming back to her. Being a part of something bigger here with peace. Again, I feel resolution. I feel the answers coming. It's beyond Jordan and Andrew, right? Again, it feels like divine is stepping in and bringing resolution. Peace within, truth, right? Purity, innocence. This feels like Oakley, right? A presence bigger than Jordan, a presence bigger than Andrew. This is innocent. This is pure. This is honesty and peace. This is the truth being spoken and peace coming from the truth. Universe playing its hand in this resolution. Universe, show me this lusty, filling flesh energy, please. We have messages, imprisonment, luck. Again, I feel like this is absolutely Jordan, right? It feels like, again, it feels like someone's going to speak on Jordan, that Jordan imprisoned, right, Oakley. Again, kept her under the stairs, kept her locked up for good things, for opportunity, for money, right? So again, it feels like I'm getting that she sold her daughter. I really am here. And I feel like it's going to be, spoken by Andrew here. And I feel like there's a lot more that's going to come from this story. I feel like it's barely been cracked open, but I'm also still feeling a lot of confusion and resolution coming, answers coming, right? But again, I still feel a lot of confusion here. So I feel like answers are going to come, but it's only going to crack it open, and there's going to be so much more that comes. There's so many more players, right? Because I kept getting that name Chris. Universe, show me this return. We have isolation and reflection. I feel like, you know, Andrew and Jordan being separated. Again, Andrew being alone gives him the time he needs to reflect on what he's done. But again, it feels like it's coming from because of what he's getting from Jordan, or what he's feeling from Jordan, right? So again, it feels like because he doesn't have Jordan, he's starting to, again, that mask, he's starting to change. Whoever he's around, it feels like he's alone, but he could be around other people that could be changing him as well too. I just feel like at the end of the day, he is alone in the concept of not having someone by his side constantly. This feels like I have time to think about what's been done, right? Now that I'm not being controlled and manipulated, and I'm going to speak, right? I'm putting my foot down here. And because of that, it feels like Oakley is returned. Grounded. Full moon walk is being clarified by grounded. Excuse me. This feels like someone needs to have their foot firmly planted in the ground, because when this comes to the light, again, like I said, I'm getting this blown away, blown back, and even more confused. This is going to bring heartache. It may be that when she comes back, it's because, you know, her body is being found. Again, I just feel like at the end of the day, she is returned. Where she's at, her whereabouts are being visibly seen. I'm seeing it. It's a dead-end road. Lots of brush. A rug rolled up. Dropping this rug into something very deep. It's going to cause pain. Feeling alone. Needing to be grounded, right? Manifest. It's being grounded by heartache. I feel like this was intentional. I feel like this was done to hurt Jamie. It feels like an obsession. It feels like Jordan manipulated Andrew to play a part in, again, this bigger, what feels like a pawn in a game of chess. She really thought, and what feels like she did achieve, in jail or not, she did what she wanted to do. This feels like intentionally hurting Jamie Joe. Intentionally creating this loneliness, intentionally creating this emptiness. But I see Jamie Joe standing firm and grounded, even though this evil plan, this feels like a plan, this evil plan was, you know, played out. I feel Jamie healing from this, nurturing, changing, adapting, right? Nurturing that change. It feels like the only way Jamie can really heal is by putting this energy into change, right? Again, still feeling lost here, freeing herself from the toxicity, you know, getting into power, right, with this truth, and then being able to mourn and enjoy life a little bit more, right? But still feeling like there's just things that will always be, even though there's this new light. Yeah, I feel like, you know, good things are going to come Jamie's way, but it just feels like there's always going to be this emptiness. There's always going to be this inner conflict from what she's experienced. You know, this pain, this heartache here. I see her creating, again, that change. I don't think, it almost feels like at the end of the day, Jamie Jo is the one, and it sounds so petty to say this, that she's the one that won. It was never a game for Jamie Jo, right? But it was a game for Jordan here, is what this feels like. It was a game. It was, I'm going to hurt Jamie Jo. But at the end of the day, Jamie Jo is the one that makes the change. She's the one that adapts. Yes, that sadness, that grief, that heartache is here. But she makes a new way. She changes things in the future from this heartache, from this pain. Show me the tears of an earth bride. Yeah, I feel like I need to stop talking. Fertility nonsense. I'm getting that, it's like Jamie Jo's like, I don't want to do this again. These tornadoes, it's nonsense. All of this, this confusion, chaos, all of this destruction, it's nonsense. Right? I need to birth something here. Again, with this manipulation. It's almost like the reality is I can't believe that this was over petty games like this. This was all over just someone wanting to manipulate, right? Being saddened, wanting revenge over this manipulation. But also being stronger than the chaos and destruction itself. This is creating a whirlwind in a different way, right? Not in this manipulation, but overcoming this manipulation. Let's clarify this Caligag's Crag, these cycles here. Universe, show me these cycles when it comes to the disappearance of Oakley Carlson. We have spiritual cleansing and inner conflict. I feel like there's, again, a new beginning here. But the new beginning brings conflict, right? It brings a lot of confusion. Again, I feel like even though there's these things that are gonna clear out the air, right, and not make the air so heavy and thick. Again, I feel like there's going to be answers here, but these answers are only going to lead to more whys, right? Like, why would you be so stupid? Why would you be so thoughtless, so selfish? At the end of the day, Jordan's the one that made the decision. Jordan manipulated things, and it does feel like regardless if she sold her or harmed her, she did it in the intent to hurt Jamie Jo. And I feel like Jamie Jo does cleanse this toxicity, but I feel like, again, Jamie Jo is going to always be bothered and conflicted by this. Who wouldn't, right? But again, it's feeling a part of something bigger. And I feel like at the end of the day, when it's all said and done and the storm has calmed, that truth will give Jamie Jo peace, will give anybody affected by this absolutely that peace that's needed. And again, it really circles that change. It feels fated. It's almost like an example, right, is set of why not, of why the change is needed. Universe, show me where Oakley Carlson is at, please. Show me where Oakley's at. Show me where she can be found. We have forgetting oneself, number 17. Show me where Oakley's at. Show me where we can find Oakley. And we have bride in a cage. I don't think universe can speak any more clearly. Jordan knows what happened to her. This is the woman in jail. Jordan forgot who she was. This feels like, I'm still leaning to she sold her daughter perchance to dream, to be able to achieve dreams, right? This feels like she knows what happened to her daughter. She sold, right? Or did something to her daughter. She forgot who she was. She brought ending to have a new beginning. Envious gluttony, right? Absolutely. She was envious over Jamie Jo, queen of my world. Dang, she was really envious over what Jamie could give her daughter. This feels like I'm going to do anything to where Jamie Jo can't have her again. Masquerade, I'm wearing a mask. Andrew knows too. Again, I feel like Andrew's gonna rat on her. There's definitely lies here. There's definitely, but then again, I'm getting acting too, right? I'm gonna act like she's dead. I'm gonna act like I harmed her so that you can never have her again. You're never gonna see her again. You get what I'm saying? This is, if I gave her to someone, I gave her to someone that's never gonna say anything and it's never gonna be solved. Again, that's why I feel like answers are coming, but it's just gonna crack that bottle open even more. So with that being said, that is all I have in this reading. I know it was a little confusing. Sometimes it's just hard, so I probably will tap back into this energy again in the future, especially if anything, you know, kind of cracks open on this case anymore. So again, with that being said, you guys, I love you very much. Namaste, stay blessed, fam, and I'll see y'all next time. Mwah, mwah, bye.